dear students, welcome back to your favorite channel NEET World. This is Vasavi Ma'am, your biology educator. Yes, so students, in the previous class we have discussed the complete syllabus overview and weightage from each and every particular chapter of your second year zoology syllabus for both Telangana as well as Andhra Pradesh boards. Right, my dear students? So in this particular session we are going to start, okay, so we are going to start the first unit, okay. So complete second year syllabus is anatomy and physiology, right, my dear students? So here you are going to learn about the human anatomy and physiology, right. So what we are going to discuss in this today's particular session, I am going to explain you, but before starting this session, here I have come up with the most interesting news to all of you, okay. Yes, so this is one of the most informative information to all of you. Yes, so this is completely about our institute NEET World, okay. Yes, so NEET World, your step to medicine. Yes, so here we started 3 special programs, where the first special program is 2 steps to medicine. It is especially for the 11th standard students, and coming towards the fee structure, for 1 month it is completely online mode, my dear students, okay. So for the students who want to enroll in the online, per 1 month it costs 3,333 rupees, okay, and 1 step to medicine, okay. So this is especially for the 12th standard students, okay. You can enroll and the fee structure is same, okay, 333 and 333, okay. And next one is power step to medicine, okay. So it is a repeater course where you can enroll by paying the fees per 1 month 3,333 rupees, my dear students, okay. So the fee structure is very affordable to all of you. Yes, so I request to all of you to enroll the online classes of our NEET special programs, right, my dear students. And coming towards the offline mode, okay. So if you want to attend the classes in offline mode, yes, our institute is located in Narayanguda, Hyderabad. Yes, for more details you can contact on the given number below here. Yes. Yes, students, without any delay, let's get started with the session. Yes. So coming towards the today's particular session, here we are going to discuss about the first unit, okay. So completely your second year zoology syllabus is, it is all about the human anatomy and physiology, my dear students, okay. So coming towards the first unit of the physiology, where you are going to learn 2 chapters, right. So if you are feeling any confusion in the syllabus, you can just click on the live sessions in our YouTube channel NEET World, where I have given a complete overview of the syllabus weightage from each and every particular chapter. Yes, students. So in this particular session, we are going to discuss second chapter from the first unit, okay. From the first unit, human anatomy and physiology, you are going to learn 2 most important chapters. First chapter is digestion and absorption, right. So the second chapter of your second year zoology is breathing and, yes, so the second chapter of your second year zoology, okay. So where you will learn about the breathing and exchange of gases, right, my dear students. So it is the second chapter from the first unit, human anatomy and the physiology. Yes. So when it comes to the NEET point of view, the first chapter digestion and absorption has been removed, okay. So it is not in your syllabus, so from here, okay, but focus on the first chapter for IPE, okay. So for IPE point of view, each and every chapters are there, my dear students. Yes. So look into this. So under the breathing and exchange of gases, okay. So under this particular chapter, what we are going to cover, okay, what are the main contents and what is the synopsis of this particular chapter. Let's have a look on this particular slide, my dear students. Yes, so I request to all the students, just get ready with the books and pens, just note down whatever the contents we are going to learn in this chapter. Yes, so coming towards the coming towards the synopsis and the contents in this particular chapter. Yes, so we will understand the general introduction of the respiration, okay. So under the breathing and exchange of gases, you will learn completely about the respiration, okay. Yes, so under the introduction, you will understand what is respiration, okay. So you will understand about the main definition of the respiration, right. Yes, and next coming towards this respiration stages, okay. So after understanding about the respiration, Next I am going to explain you about the respiration stages, my dear students. Okay, so how many stages of the respiration we are going to learn? External respiration, next one internal respiration and cellular respiration. Okay, so these three are the different stages of the respiration. And next coming towards the types of respiration. Okay, so under the types of respiration we will learn about the aerobic respiration as well as anaerobic respiration. Okay, so students, about this particular concept, okay, about the aerobic respiration and about the anaerobic respiration, you are going to learn in detail in botany, my dear students. Okay, so coming towards the zoology, I am going to explain you which is most important. Okay, so whatever is required for the zoology part, I am going to give you a simple overview. Yes. And next one, coming towards the respiratory organs. Okay, so this is the most crucial and very important for NEET point of view. Okay, so in your Telugu Academy standard books, okay, only you have just the organs, but complete mechanism has not been given. Yes, so I am going to explain you how the different types of respiratory organs are present in each and every organisms. Okay, so not only the lungs. Okay, when it comes to the respiration mechanism, we all know that lungs are the main respiratory organs. Okay, but apart from the lungs, different types of organisms are going to have different types of respiratory organs, right, my dear students? Yes, so this is completely about the different types of respiratory organs, where you will learn about the gills. Okay, and next you will understand about the book lungs. Okay, next book gills. Okay, buccopharyngeal cavity. Okay, and next one you will understand about the tracheal system. Okay, clear, my dear students? So these all are the different types of respiratory organs. Okay, generally we all know lungs are the main respiratory organs when it comes to the human beings, right? So apart from the human beings, we are going to look into the different types of respiratory organs in different types of organisms, right? Yes, so this is most important for the NEET point of view. Already I think you have the major idea regarding this, my dear students, because already you have learned in your first year zoology when it comes to the animal diversity 1. Okay, so even though I am going to make clear to all of you, my dear students. Yes, and next coming towards the respiratory organs in human beings. Yes, so under this particular concept, okay, under this particular content, respiratory organs in human beings, here I am going to explain you completely from the anatomy to the physiology process, my dear students. Okay, so here I am going to explain you how the mechanism is going to takes place. So under the respiratory organs in human beings, you will learn all the respiratory organs. Okay, you will learn the process, how it is going to start, from where it is going to start, and from where it is going to end. Okay, so there you will learn some series of organs which are involved in the respiration. Okay, so here generally you will learn about the nostrils. Okay, and next one nasopharynx. Okay, yes, and next one you will understand about the larynx, and next one trachea. Yes, my dear students, so after trachea you will learn and you will understand about the bronchi, and next one bronchioles. Okay, stay tuned with the extreme patience, my dear students. Okay, so here completely I am going to explain you. Okay, so completely you will understand the physiology process. Okay, you will understand the mechanism of the breathing. Okay, how the respiration is going to take place, what is the main role, and from where it is going to start, how it is going to transport the gases in our body. These all things you are going to learn in this particular session. Okay, so don't feel bored and just try to note down wherever I am going to explain you. Okay, yes, bronchioles, and the next one is lungs. Done. So these all are the some series of organs. Okay, from where the respiration is going to start and where the respiration is going to end. Okay, so this is the complete process. It is going to start from the nostrils, and then next one nasopharynx, larynx, trachea, bronchi, bronchioles, and the next one is lungs. Okay, so I am going to explain you about each and every organ of the respiratory system. Yes, And next one, coming towards the mechanism of respiration. Yes. So here, okay, when it comes to the mechanism of respiration, here you will understand the how, okay, whenever we are going to inhale the oxygen, okay, so how it is going to be transported to the entire body in us, okay. So here you will understand the transport mechanism, okay, in detail you will learn about this, okay. Yes. Next, coming towards the pulmonary volumes and capacities. Yes. So students, whenever it comes to this particular concept, so it is most important for the IPE point of view, okay. Yes. So from this particular chapter, generally for intermediate public examinations, okay, so generally for the IPE examinations, you are going to get 4 marker type of questions, okay. And next one, we can expect mostly there are few most important very short answer type of questions. So I am going to explain you. So from this particular chapter, generally you have 10 to 15 VSAQs, okay. So easily you can understand, my dear students. Yes. So coming towards the weightage, yes, you will get 4 marker type of question, okay. So under the 4 marker type of question, extremely you are going to get the transport mechanisms, okay. You are going to get the mechanism of respiration, how the gases is going to be transported, okay. Yes, just focus on this particular concept for 4 marker type of question. And next one, whenever it comes to the 2 marker type of questions, okay. So if you want to score the 2 marks, okay, if you want to score completely 2 marks from this particular chapter, then extremely you need to focus on pulmonary volumes and capacities. Right, my dear students, so this is a new to all of you, this is somewhat a tricky and confusion topic to all the students. Yes, previously I think you don't have any idea about the pulmonary volumes and capacities. Yes, so it is interesting, so I am going to make clear to all of you, my dear students. Yes, don't be panic, learn each and every concept in an interesting way. Yes. Next one, the most important thing that you all need to analyze, okay, so it is about the disorders of respiration. Yes. So the most speciality of the second year human anatomy and physiology of your syllabus is, after completing each and every chapter, the disorders are given related to that particular chapter, my dear students, okay. So in your standard textbooks like NCERT and Telugu Academy textbooks, at the end of the each and every chapter, you are going to learn about the disorders, okay. So it is most important, definitely we will get the question in IPE, okay. In the IPE, you are going to get the damn sure questions related to the disorders of the respiration, okay. So not only these particular chapter, you will learn the disorders of the digestive system, you will learn the disorders of the endocrine system, musculoskeletal system, each and every chapter, my dear students, okay. So in the NEET point of view, okay, not only IPE, okay, so in the NEET also you are going to get the questions. Yes, yes. So when it comes to the NEET, okay, so to crack the NEET also you need to learn the disorders from each and every chapter. Yes. Next one, when it comes to the last and most important concept, that is factors affecting the respiration, okay. Yes. So how the respiration rate is going to be increased or decreased, okay. So here you will learn completely about the factors. So clear with these particular contents, my dear students, so it is very easy to understand. Without any delay, let's get started with the session and we will start the introduction. What is respiration actually? Yes. Yes. So all the online students just answer me, what is respiration? Yes. So respiration is nothing but, yes. So here generally the respiration is nothing but inhalation of the oxygen, okay. So first we will understand about the breathing. What is breathing, my dear students? Inhalation and exhalation of the oxygen and carbon dioxide is called as breathing, right? And this is true, okay. So breathing is nothing but inhalation of the oxygen from the external environment, and next one, exhalation of the carbon dioxide to the surrounding environment, okay. So this is generally called as breathing, where we will inhale and exhale the gases, right? So but when it comes to the respiration, so in the respiration we are going to inhale the oxygen from the surrounding environment, okay. So that oxygen we are going to use, okay, that particular oxygen is utilized by our body to break down the, yes, to break down the nutrients. So what are the nutrients, my dear students? proteins, carbohydrates, fats, okay. So these all are called as nutrients. So during this particular respiration process, we are going to inhale the oxygen from the surrounding environment, and that particular oxygen is involved in breakdown of the nutrients to release the energy and carbon dioxide, right? Yes. So look into this particular statement. See here, cells continuously uses the oxygen for metabolic reactions that release the energy from the nutrient molecules and produce the ATP. Yes. So just yes students, so just simply observe this particular visual here, okay. So here generally the man, okay, so just observe the arrow here. So here what he is doing, my dear students, he is just inhaling, okay. So here he is inhaling the oxygen, okay. So here he is inhaling the oxygen from the surrounding environment. So whenever he is inhaling the oxygen, the capacity of the lungs is increasing, okay. So whenever we inhale the oxygen, later that oxygen, why during the main aim of the respiration is to break down the nutrients to release the energy, right my dear students? Yes. So this is only the main thing of the respiration to perform, okay. So in the respiration we inhale the, not intake, we are going to inhale the oxygen from the surrounding environment, and that particular oxygen is involved in breakdown of the nutrients. Why it is going to break down the nutrients? To release the energy, okay. And during this particular process, okay, during this particular process we are inhaling the oxygen, and that particular oxygen is involved in breakdown of the nutrients to release the energy, right. But apart from this particular concept, okay, so during this particular process what it is going to be happen, and we have the major step here. See, these reactions release the carbon dioxide too, okay. These reactions release the carbon dioxide too, in the sense we inhale the oxygen from the surrounding environment, that particular oxygen is involved in breakdown of the nutrients to release what, my dear students? To release the carbon dioxide, next water and energy, okay. So the carbon dioxide we are going to exhale out, and the water molecules and the ATP we are going to store it to perform various metabolic activities. Yes, clear with this particular definition? It is very easy to understand, okay. Breathing is different and respiration is different, okay. So after completing this particular concept, I am going to explain you the major differences between the breathing and respiration, okay. So before that you need to understand completely how the respiration process is going to takes place, okay. Yes, clear with these two particular statements? Yes, next look into this. If the concentration of carbon dioxide increases, then it becomes toxic in human body. It means what, my dear students? So we are going to perform the respiration and we are going to breathe continuously, right? So during this particular process, if we are going to consume and if you are going to exhale, yes, in this particular process, if we are going to intake the carbon dioxide, if the more amount of carbon dioxide is present in our body, then extremely it leads to toxic nature, right. So we are going to look into the disorders of the particular respiratory system also at the end of this particular chapter, okay. So what are the main disorders, okay. We will understand what is asthma, what is emphysema. Regarding each and everything I am going to clear you. Yes. And next one, due to pollution, carbon dioxide increases and sometimes it enters in our body. So this is going to lead toxicity in our nature, okay. So the first step all of you got clear, I think, okay. So what we have performed, we are going to inhale the oxygen from the surrounding environment, okay. And next one, we are going to utilize that particular oxygen to break down the nutrients to release carbon dioxide, water and energy. That carbon dioxide is we are going to exhale out, and the water molecules and the ATP, the energy in the form of ATP, that we are going to utilize to perform various metabolical activities. But here comes a small question to all of you. Yes. So whenever we are going to inhale the oxygen, okay, so it is not only involved in breakdown of the nutrients, okay, it is not at all, it is not only just going to involve in the breakdown of the nutrients to release the energy, but we need to transport that oxygen to the entire body, right my dear students? So yes, so to transport the oxygen to the entire body, there is one more system which is involved, that is called as circulatory system. Yes. So all the students who are watching this particular session, you should not feel bored, okay. So this is from here the physiology, the mechanism, process, each and everything is going to start. So this is just an introduction session, my dear students, okay. So you will understand very easily, but the main thing that you need to focus is you need to understand the transport mechanisms, and you need to understand and you need to pay the more attention in the different types of respiratory organs, okay. So before that you need to be strong in the basics, what is respiration, what is breathing, each and everything, okay. Yes. So respiratory system helps to, yes, look into this particular statement, whatever we have discussed that is displayed over here. Yes, respiratory system helps to supply the oxygen, okay. So generally we said that oxygen is involved in the breakdown of nutrients to release the energy in the form of ATP, right. But apart from that, oxygen and yes, so oxygen is involved, okay. So we need to transport the oxygen to the entire body, and we need to eliminate what, my dear students? Yes, we need to eliminate the carbon dioxide to the external environment, okay. So how we are going to transport the oxygen to the entire body? Is there any special system? Yes. So that is circulatory system, okay. Yes. So with the help of the circulatory system, the oxygen whatever we are going to inhale, that we are going to transport and that we are going to supply to the entire body. Yes, clear with this particular introduction, what is respiration actually? Yes, all the online students? Yes. So clear. So now we will, yes, look into this particular slide, my dear students. Yes. So it becomes easy by looking into this particular visual. Yes. So look into this cute and innocent boy, what actually he is doing. Okay. Yes. Just a minute. Yes, my dear students. So look here. So he is a cute and innocent boy who is inhaling the oxygen, okay. So he is inhaling the oxygen, the blue color arrow whatever you can see here, yes. So simply he is inhaling the oxygen, and later where the oxygen is going to be transported, where it is going to reach, my dear students? It is going to reach to the lungs, okay. So inside the lungs we have stored so much of oxygen, okay. How the oxygen came, okay, from where we got this particular oxygen? From the plants, right. So from the plants we are going to take the oxygen, okay, we are going to inhale the oxygen from the surrounding environments, and next the oxygen is going to be entered and the oxygen is going to be occupied in the lungs. Can you see here? Yes, okay. So inside the lungs he is filling the oxygen completely, and from the lungs, okay. So generally the lungs is actually, okay, so inside the lungs the oxygen whatever we have inhaled, that is generally used for what, my dear students? That is generally used to break down the nutrients, like glucose, okay. So where the nutrients are present, actually the nutrients are present and these are absorbed in the cells, okay. So inside the cells we are going to have the nutrients, and inside the cell we need to break these nutrients with the help of what? With the help of oxygen, okay. So with the help of the oxygen we need to break down the nutrients inside the cell. At that particular process we are going to release, okay, we are going to release what, my dear students? We are going to release the carbon dioxide plus water plus ATP, okay. So now these particular carbon dioxide we are going to exhale out. Can you see here? Yes. So after this particular process, okay, with the help of the oxygen we will break the nutrients inside the cell, okay. So what is the major site of respiration? Yes, what is the major site of aerobic respiration? Just quickly answer me in the comment sections. Yes. So we are going to learn about it. Yes. So this is a question to all of you. Yes. So inside the cell we are going to break down the nutrients with the help of the oxygen, and in return we are going to release. What we are going to release, my dear students? Can you see here? We are going to release the carbon dioxide, and it is going to be exhaled out from the lungs to the nostrils, and then next from here, okay. So clear with this particular thing. So this is called as cellular respiration, okay. So cellular respiration is nothing but the process which is going to take place especially in the cell, okay. So how it is going to be performed inside the cell? Inside the cell we are going to break down the nutrients by the involvement of oxygen, okay. With the help of the oxygen we will break down the nutrients, and in return what we are going to be exhaled, we are going to exhale the we are going to exhale the carbon dioxide. Okay, so during this process we will release, during this particular process the next compounds are formed. Okay, water molecules and ATP is going to be generated, that we will utilize for other metabolic process, and the oxygen is going to be exhaled. Okay, so this is called as the cellular respiration. Okay, yes, cellular respiration. Yes, so clear with the respiration. Okay, so all of you clear with the respiration definition and the cellular respiration? Yes, so just once again quickly look into this particular slide and note down. Yes, my dear students, so the process in which the oxidation of organic compounds. Okay, so here the oxidation of organic compounds, in the sense we have taken the glucose, right? So glucose is the organic compound. So by the involvement of the oxygen we will break, we will break the organic compounds. Okay, this complete process, it occurs in the cell, and energy is released during this process, energy is released, and this is called as the respiration. Clear with this particular concept? Just let me know in the comment sections, my dear students. Yes, so clear? Yes, now we will understand the stages of the respiration. Okay, this is most important. Yes, stages of respiration. So usually how many stages of respiration we have? Okay, we all know that just respiration or else breathing, it is nothing but just inhalation and exhalation of gases is called as breathing, right? But apart from these, there are a series of three most important stages. Those are, look into this particular slide. Yes, so what are the most important stages of the respiration? Okay, so one is external respiration. Yes, external respiration, and next one internal respiration and cellular respiration. Okay, so now we will understand about each and every stage in detail, my dear students. Yes, look into this particular first stage. External respiration is also called as ventilation. Okay, so why the ventilation is also called as external respiration? Actually what happens in the external respiration? Okay, so to make clear about this particular stage, you need to just focus on this particular visual represented over here. Okay, so just to see here, so here she is a beautiful lady who is performing the yoga. Okay, so she is doing meditation. Okay, so during this particular process she is just inhaling the oxygen. Okay, so just students, I am talking about the first stage of the respiration, that is nothing but external respiration. Okay, so during the external respiration, yes, so can you observe here? So she is completely, she is continuously inhaling the oxygen from the surrounding environment. Okay, so she is inhaling the oxygen from the surrounding environment, and next one, she is then exhaling the carbon dioxide to the surrounding environment. Okay, so here it is just nothing but the exchange of gases. Okay, exchange of gases in between the lungs and the environment. Clear? Exchange of gases in between lungs and environment. How it is going to take place, my dear students? So here, in the surrounding atmosphere we have the carbon dioxide. By the help of the lungs, yes, oxygen. Generally we have in our surroundings oxygen, carbon dioxide. But we are going to inhale the oxygen. Next, with the help of the lungs, next again we are going to exhale the carbon dioxide to the environment itself, right? So here the environment is involved, where the exchange is going to take place in between the lungs. Yes, look into this particular definition, it is very clear and easy to understand, my dear students. In the external respiration, where the gaseous exchange is going to take place in between the lungs, in between the lungs and environment. So very clear to understand. So whenever she is going to inhale the oxygen from the surrounding environment, with the help of the lungs, again we are going to exhale the carbon dioxide to the same particular environment. So here simply environment and lungs are involved in exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Done? Yes. So next one, yes, next coming towards the internal respiration. So we have understood about the respiration. Its main role is to break down the nutrients to release the energy in the form of ATP. right? And next we have also clearly understood about the external respiration. Okay, it is also called as ventilation. What is ventilation, my dear students? What is a particular definition for the ventilation? Okay, simply exchange of gases in between lungs and the environment, right? So now, okay, whenever we are going to take the oxygen, whenever we are going to inhale the oxygen, next step, okay, after the breakdown of the nutrients, next step we need to transport it to the entire body. Okay, so to transport, there is another stage of the respiration that is called as internal respiration. Okay, so what happens in the internal respiration actually? Look here, during the internal respiration, gases exchange between the lungs and the blood. Okay, yes, after transporting, yes, so to make clear, here is a particular, yes, so just observe this particular slide, my dear students. So this is usually the external respiration where we are going to inhale the oxygen, right? Yes. So here we are inhaling the oxygen from the surrounding environment. Okay. And next one, where we are going to fill this particular oxygen, my dear students. Next we are going to transfer the oxygen to the lungs, right? Yes. So from the lungs, is this only complete process, my dear students? No, okay, because we need to transport the oxygen to the entire body. So from the lungs, we need to transport the oxygen, okay, to the blood capillaries. Okay, we need to transport it to the circulatory system. So look here. So we need to transport to the vascular tissues. From the lungs, we need to transport oxygen to the vascular tissues here. So from the lungs, from here we need to transport it to the vascular tissues, okay, in our body, and from the blood, okay, from the blood, all the oxygen molecules are going to be transported to the cells and the next one tissues. Okay, so from the tissues, all the oxygen molecules are going to be transported to the cells. Okay, so from the cells, entire body. Okay, so this is the actual process. Okay, we will learn the mechanism also, my dear students. Okay, so just I am talking about the second stage of the respiration, where we need to transport the oxygen from the lungs to the blood capillaries. Okay, so yes, how we are going to transport? Yes, oxygen we are inhaling, and next what we are doing? We are giving these oxygen back to the blood capillaries. From there we need to transport to the tissues, and from there to the cells and everything. Okay, so this process continues. Yes, clear? Yes. So now we will understand about the, yes, so now we will understand regarding, yes, hope the complete concept is clear to all of you, my dear students. I think you have understood about, yes. So once again look here, we need to study about the cellular respiration too. Okay, so already I have explained you regarding the cellular respiration. So to make it clear, once again observe this particular slide. Okay, so he is a cute boy, he is taking the oxygen. Okay, he is taking the oxygen in the sense, okay, so he is inhaling the oxygen from where? From the surrounding environment. Next, what he is doing? After inhalation of the oxygen, where does the oxygen is going to be transported? Where it is going to be transferred? It is going to be occupied and it is going to be filled in the lungs. Okay, so from the lungs. Okay, yes, so sure, yes, so look into this particular, my dear students. Okay, once again I am making it clear to all of you. Just we have started the respiration introduction, right? So we have understood about the respiration. What is respiration? So generally you all know about the breathing. Okay, inhalation of the oxygen from the surrounding environment and exhalation of the carbon dioxide. This is generally the breathing. So when it comes to the respiration, we are going to inhale the oxygen from the surrounding environment. Okay, so after inhalation, what we are going to, which gas is going to be entered in our body, my dear students? Just quickly answer me in the comment section. Which gas we are going to inhale? We are going to take the oxygen, right? So whenever we are going to take that oxygen, okay, so what is the main role of the respiration? Actually to break down the nutrients. Okay, to break down the nutrients. Why we will break the nutrients? To release the energy. Okay, yes, so same, that is only I have explained. Okay, that is what written over here. So observe this particular visual. Okay, observe the arrow. We are taking the oxygen, we are filling in the lungs. Next, that oxygen is used in breakdown of the nutrients. Okay, so to understand how the nutrients are going to break, just focus simply on this particular slide. Okay, yes, see here, this boy is inhaling the oxygen from the surrounding environment. We usually get the oxygen from the plants. Okay, so don't ask this particular question. Okay, that all you have know. Yes, so he is inhaling the oxygen, and next one, where he is going to transport the oxygen, he is going to fill the oxygen, he is going to fill the inhaled oxygen in the lungs, right. Next, from the lungs, where it goes, my dear students? From the lungs, the oxygen is transported. Okay, look into the blue colored arrow here. Okay, so from here the oxygen is transported to the cells. Okay, inside the cells what we have? Nutrients, glucose. Okay, so inside the cell, okay, inside the cell we have the nutrients, that is glucose. Okay, so now what is the major role of the respiration? We need to break down. Yes, so the main role of the respiration is to break down the glucose. Okay, so the nutrients are present inside the cell. We need to break down the nutrients to release energy. Okay, and next one, to release water molecules. Okay, so during this particular process, carbon dioxide plus water plus ATP. Okay, so this we are going to get, okay, during the respiration process. So the carbon dioxide we are going to exhale out. Okay, so look into this particular red color arrow now. Okay, see here, after complete breakdown of the nutrients, we are going to exhale the carbon dioxide to the external environment, that is represented over here. Okay, in the from the red color arrow here you can see now. Yes, so the complete oxygen is exhaled, and the oxygen whatever we have inhaled, it is involved in the breakdown of these nutrients which are present inside the cell. So due to the breakdown of the nutrients, we are going to release the energy. Okay, we are going to get the energy from the respiration by the breakdown of nutrients inside the cell. Yes, clear, my dear students? Yes, so this is what we have discussed. Yes, so these are the stages. External respiration is also called as ventilation. So it is simply nothing but the exchange of gases in between the lungs and the surrounding environment. Okay, so she is performing the yoga activities. Okay, so here she is taking the more amount of oxygen. Okay, she is inhaling more amount of oxygen from the surrounding environment. Okay, so from the in the surrounding environment, how we get the oxygen, my dear students? From the trees. Okay, from the plants. Okay, after that she is going to exhale the carbon dioxide, right. So during this process, environment is involved and exchange of gases is going to take place in between the lungs and the environment. Clear? So it is very easy to understand. Yes, next one, internal respiration. So to understand the internal respiration, yes, hi, good evening. Yes, so when it comes to the internal respiration, okay, so up to now we have just understood, we have inhaled the oxygen, right, and when it comes to respiration, we have understood the energy is going to be released when the nutrients are going to be broken down. So now we need to understand, now what we have to do, my dear students? We need to transport the inhaled oxygen to the entire body. Okay, we need to transport the oxygen to the entire body. How we are going to transport? Look into this particular slide. Okay, so here he is inhaling the oxygen. Next, he is going to fill up the oxygen where? Inside the lungs. Okay, so the oxygen is going to enter into the lungs. Okay, and from the lungs, where the oxygen is going to be traveled, it is going to reach to the blood vascular tissues. Okay, so from the vascular tissues, we need to transport the oxygen to the tissues and cells. Clear, my dear students? Yes, so this is what? Internal respiration. Okay, so in the internal respiration, what are the organs involved? Okay, so not organs, we can say what it is involved actually and how the process is going to take place. See here. So in the internal respiration, the gases exchange takes place in the lungs and blood. So always understand, in the external respiration there is no blood is involved. Okay, so there is nothing is involved, my dear students. Okay, so the blood vascular tissues is involved in the internal respiration only. Can we observe any things like vascular tissues involved in the external respiration? No. Okay, so simply exchange of gases is going to occur into the lungs and environment. But when it comes to the internal respiration, okay, here gaseous exchange is going to take place. Okay, we need to transport the inhaled oxygen to the blood. Okay, so there the gaseous exchange occurs in between the blood vascular tissues and lungs. And see here, gaseous exchange in between the blood and tissues. Okay, so look into this particular slide, then it becomes easy to all of you. Yes, isn't it or not? So this is the internal respiration where the exchange of gases takes place in the blood vascular tissues and the cells. Okay, about this we will learn in detail. Okay, yes. So next, coming towards the differences, most important and easiest differences between the breathing and respiration. Okay, breathing and respiration is not same. Okay, they both are going to differ in particular cases. Okay, so those are represented over here. Yes. So now you need to answer me, what is breathing? Okay, what is breathing now? Yes. So when it comes to the breathing, see here my dear students. So during the breathing, okay, so what type of mechanism actually? Okay, so breathing is generally a physiological process. Okay, physiological process in the sense just inhalation of the oxygen, next exhalation of the carbon dioxide. Okay, so this is just a physical process, okay, which is not complicated, and no other mechanism is going to take place in the breathing. But when it comes to the respiration, okay, so respiration is biochemical process. Okay, just now we have seen. Okay, so during the respiration, so completely oxygen is involved in the breakdown of the nutrients to release the energy in the form of ATP. Okay, so during this particular process, glucose is going to be broken down. In the presence of oxygen, glucose is going to be broken down to release carbon dioxide, water and energy. In return, what gas we are going to exhale? Carbon dioxide. Okay, yes, so this is completely a biochemical process which takes place inside our body. Next one, it involves inhalation and exhalation. Yes, so it involves the inhalation and exhalation. Okay, so breathing is nothing but inhalation of the oxygen and exhalation of the carbon dioxide. It is simple. Okay, but when it comes to the respiration, look into this. It involves, okay, breakdown of glucose to release the energy. Okay, yes my dear students, so here only inhalation and exhalation is not involved. Okay, so breathing is only the primary step. Okay, to break down all the nutrients, first you need to perform the breathing, right? So after the breathing only this complete mechanism, complete process is going to be started. Okay, yes, so here only inhalation and exhalation in breathing, but when it comes to the respiration, here the oxygen whatever we have inhaled, that is involved in breakdown of the glucose to produce the energy. That energy we can use to perform the various metabolical activities, right? Yes, yes. Next one, next look into this particular slide, focus everyone. Okay, so don't feel bored my dear students. Okay, so this is just an introduction class. In the next upcoming sessions you need to learn complete mechanism, complete physiology. Okay, yes, so this is just a major differences. So this you all need to know to make the strong basics. Yes, so it occurs outside the cells. Okay, is there any cells involved during the breathing my dear students? Okay, inhaling. Next, what we are inhaling? Oxygen. Next, exhalation of the carbon dioxide. Okay, so here there is no cells which are involved. Okay, so but when it comes to the respiration, in the respiration which cells are involved? So all the online students just quickly answer me, what is the major site of the respiration? Which cell is involved in the respiration? Okay, yes, it occurs in the cells of the mitochondria. Okay, so we will learn about the mitochondria also. Yes, so the mitochondria is the main site for the aerobic respiration. So actually the main cell involved in the respiration is only the mitochondria. Okay, so it is very simple to understand my dear students. Just focus and try to be patient until the session gets end. Okay, each and every point is very simple, but try to understand. Okay, understand the concept. Okay, you need to. Okay, so the particular syllabus in your second year zoology is completely about understanding the concepts. Okay, so when we have seen about the first year zoology syllabus, there all of you have just buttified and everyone have learned about the general characteristics of the organisms. You have understood about the ecosystem, you have understood about the tissues. This is separate, but here in the second year zoology syllabus you need to understand the mechanism, how digestion is going to be taken place, how it is going to happen, how respiration will happen, what are hormones, okay, about each and everything. The understanding of concept is most important, my dear students. Yes. So look into this now. So it occurs outside the cells. Which is going to occur outside the cells? Breathing, okay, but when it comes to the respiration, it is completely involved, okay, it is going to occur completely inside the cells of the mitochondria, okay. Next one, no enzymes are involved. Is there any enzymes involved, my dear students, during breathing? Breathing is nothing but just inhalation and exhalation. Here no enzymes are involved. But when it comes to the respiration, inside the respiration, enzymes are required, okay. We need the enzymes, okay, we require the enzymes to break down the nutrients and to perform, to transport the oxygen to the entire body, to perform various type of reactions. We require the enzymes. What are these enzymes? We are going to learn in the citric acid cycle, oxidative phosphorylation, glycolysis, many other cycles, okay. So completely, so there is a big story and big theory regarding this, so it is very important about the enzymes, okay, which are actually involved in the respiration. Next one, look into this, does not release energy directly. Yes. So students, so see here, so whenever we are going to see here, so does not release the energy directly, it means, so breathing, what is breathing actually? So once again I am going to repeat you, whenever we are inhaling, exhaling, okay, is there energy coming directly? So energy is not going to come directly, my dear students. From where the energy is going to come? The energy is going to be released, okay, from the cells. How it is going to release from the cells? When the nutrients are going to be broken down in the presence of oxygen, then only we are going to get the energy in the form of ATP. There we are going to produce water and carbon dioxide. Do we use the carbon dioxide? No, okay, we are going to exhale the carbon dioxide and we are going to use the water and ATP energy to perform various metabolical activities, right? Clear with these particular big story and big theory regarding the breathing and respiration, okay, this is most important, my dear students. Yes. So next one, look into these particular type, okay. So already I have said you whatever we are going to discuss, these are completely in order wise, my dear students, okay. First I have explained you about the respiration, okay. Next we have understood about the breathing. Next we have compared the differences between the respiration and breathing. Next we have understood three main stages of the respiration, right. So now we will understand the types of respiration, okay. We have understood about three main stages of the respiration: internal, external and cellular, right. We have understood the main easiest differences between breathing and respiration. Now we will understand actually what are the main types of respiration, okay. Yes, so this is also most important, but when it comes to the NEET point of view, okay, for IPE plus NEET, okay. So here, so when it comes to zoology point of view, my dear students, just I am going to give you the overview which is actually required now, okay. So which is most important to learn in zoology, that I am going to explain you, but regarding aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration, completely I am going to explain you in the botany, okay. But now understand which is important to learn in this particular chapter, okay. Yes, see here, now types of respiration, generally usually we have two different types of respiration, aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration, right. So in the aerobic respiration we are going to use, yes. So in the aerobic respiration what we are going to use, see, yes. So students, this is about the aerobic respiration, okay, yes. So in the aerobic respiration what we require, so look into this particular statement, it occurs in the presence of molecular oxygen, yes. So the complete aerobic respiration is going to take place and the process will continue only in the presence of the oxygen, okay. So if oxygen is there, then only we can perform the aerobic respiration. If there is no oxygen, then another type of respiration we will perform, that is anaerobic respiration, okay. So now we will study about aerobic respiration, what actually it is, okay. So simple, my dear students. So here just I am going to explain you which is important for zoology point of view, okay. But related to this we are going to learn elaboratively and in detail in botany, yes. So in zoology, so now generally what is aerobic respiration? It is nothing but it occurs in the presence of the oxygen. Clear? So now look here, the oxygen is completely oxidized the food to form carbon dioxide and water, releasing large amounts of energy. So now leave all these things, just focus on this particular equation. Yes, so focus on the particular equation here. Okay, so here what we are doing in the aerobic respiration, oxygen is involved. Okay, so oxygen is involved and oxygen is going to combine. Yes, see here glucose. Okay, glucose formula is C6H12O6. Okay, so now this glucose is combined with oxygen. Okay, see here glucose is combined with the oxygen. Why it is combined actually? What is the main reason? Okay, so see, nothing simple. So whatever we have discussed, same I am repeating, my dear students. Okay, so the concept, okay, so the respiration process is same in each and every living organisms. Okay, but the rate is going to vary. Okay, so we are going to respire and we are going to continue the process of breathing normally, but when we are going to look into these small kids like infants, okay, they are going to show the high respiration rate. But when we compare the respiration rate in the old people, that is very slow when it compared to us. Okay, so the rate of respiration is going to vary, but the process of the respiration and the mechanism is same. Okay, yes, so see here. So yes, where we are discussing about the aerobic respiration, right? Yes, so in the aerobic respiration oxygen is involved and the glucose combines with the oxygen. Glucose in the presence of oxygen is breaking down. Okay, it is going to breaking down to release carbon dioxide plus water plus ATP. Okay, so here the 6 molecules of glucose. Okay, so the glucose is breaking down to release the carbon dioxide plus water plus energy ATP, right? So here one most interesting thing I just want to suggest you that, so the net amount of ATP, okay, the amount of ATP released during the aerobic respiration is 36 to 38 ATP. Okay, so the number varies depending upon the calculation, my dear students. Okay, so it depends upon the calculation rate of the ATP, right? Yes. So all the online students, just let me know whether this concept is clear to all of you. Yes, yes. So clear with this particular aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration is usually going to take place and it actually occurs in the presence of the oxygen only. Okay, in the presence of oxygen we are going to break down the glucose to give, yes, to give the carbon dioxide plus water plus energy, that is nothing but ATP. Okay, so the net ATP in the aerobic respiration is 36 to 38. It is going to vary depending upon the calculation part. Okay, so we are going to look about it in the end. Okay, yes. So now see here, next one. Okay, so here is just an overview regarding the aerobic respiration, how actually it is going to take place. Okay, so yes, so look into this particular slide and focus, my dear students. Don't be panicked by looking into this particular diagram. Okay, so in botany you are going to understand in detail about this, but as if now it is important to study regarding this. Yes, so now look here, in the aerobic respiration what is involved? Okay, in the aerobic respiration cells are involved. Okay, cells like mitochondria and cytoplasm. Okay, so now look here, glucose. Okay, so from where we are going to get the glucose? Okay, from where we will get the nutrients? From the blood we will get the glucose, right? So now what we need to do? Okay, glucose is a 6 carbon compound, right? So the glucose is the 6 carbon compound, and next one we need to break the 6 carbon compound of the glucose into the simplest forms. Okay, so we need to break down this glucose to the pyruvic acid. Okay, so the pyruvic acid is a 3 carbon compound. Okay, so we need to break down the glucose to the pyruvate. Okay, so now the process of the breakdown of the glucose, okay, the process of the breakdown of the glucose and the process of converting the complex 6 carbon glucose into the 3 carbon pyruvic acid. Okay, so this particular process, okay, the particular process of the breakdown of the glucose is called as glycolysis. Okay, yes. So glycolysis is nothing but the breakdown of the glucose. Okay, chopping of the glucose. Chopping is nothing but just breakdown of the glucose. Yes. So after breakdown of the glucose, it is converted into the 3-pyruvic acid. And next one, so directly we cannot transfer this pyruvic acid into the cell. Okay, inside the mitochondria we can't transfer, right? So for this we need to convert the pyruvic acid. Okay, we need to convert the we need to break down the pyruvic acid again. We need to break down the 3 molecules, 3 carbon compounds of the pyruvic acid into the 1 carbon compound, right? So during the breakdown process, okay, whenever we are going to break down the pyruvic acid, whenever we are going to break down the 3 carbon compounds of the pyruvic acid, so during that particular process, during this breakdown process, what is going to be released? Okay, it releases carbon dioxide plus water plus ATP, right? So yes, so we are going to get the 1 carbon compound. Okay, so clear my dear students? Yes, we are going to get the glucose from the blood. Okay, so now we need to transport it. Okay, so to get the energy we need to transport the glucose to the inside cell. So during this particular process, the glucose is a 6 carbon compound. So we need to break down the 6 carbon compound of the glucose into the 3 carbon molecules of the compound, that is nothing but the pyruvic acid. So directly we cannot transfer it. So before that again we need to break down the pyruvic acid. Okay, so during the breakdown process what we are getting, my dear students? We are getting the ATP. Okay, yes, so just all the online students just answer me. So how we can break down the pyruvic acid? In the presence of which gas? In the presence of which molecules? In the presence of the oxygen, right? So in the presence of the oxygen we have to break down the pyruvic acid to release 1 molecule of the carbon dioxide, water plus ATP. Okay, so this particular process is called as the citric acid cycle. It is also called as TCA cycle, tricarboxylic acid cycle, or Krebs cycle, right? So clear up to this? Okay, glucose, breakdown of the glucose process is called as glycolysis. So here we are converting the 6 carbon compound of the glucose to the 3 carbon molecules of the pyruvic acid. This process is called as glycolysis. Again we need to transport, we need to break down the pyruvic acid in the presence of the oxygen. Okay, so to release the carbon dioxide, water and energy in the form of the ATP, next we need to transport it, and this complete mechanism takes place inside the citric acid cycle. Okay, so it is also called as the tricarboxylic acid cycle. Okay, so where this complete reactions is going to take place, in which cell? In the mitochondria. Yes, let me clear this. Yes, so inside the mitochondria we are going to see different types of reactions. Okay, so different types of mechanisms are going to happen. Citric acid cycle. So during this particular process again energy is released in the form of ATP. Okay, whenever we are going to, if we are going to break the many number of nutrients, and many number more number of ATP we are going to get, my dear students. Okay, so here we got the 1 ATP, here we have got the energy in the form of ATP. During the glycolysis also we got the energy in the form of ATP, right? So next, during the release of the ATP, some other energy compounds are also being released, that is nothing but the NADH and FADH2. Okay, so next one, so again we need to transport to the oxidative phosphorylation. Okay, so this is nothing but this is nothing but the electron transport chain. So this complete process is going to take place inside the mitochondria of the cell, which is involved in the releasing of the energy. Okay, so these are the intermediate compounds of the energy molecules. Yes, so clear with this particular slide. So it is about the aerobic respiration. You will understand what is Krebs cycle, what is oxidative phosphorylation, each and everything in the botany. Okay, so that is most important, my dear students. Okay, there we will learn in detail what are the sequential enzymatic reactions, what it is going to release, each and everything I am going to explain you there. Okay, so but as if now this is a process of the aerobic respiration, where the 6 molecules of the glucose are broken down to release the more number of ATP. Okay, that is nothing but 38 to 36 energy compounds ATP, okay, energy currency of the cell, okay, glucose to the pyruvate, slowly understand glucose, okay. So now inside the cell, it is the site of aerobic respiration, okay. So the site of aerobic respiration is the mitochondria. So inside the cell we have the cytoplasm. So now the glucose, we are going to get the glucose from the blood, we need to convert the glucose into the pyruvic acid. Glucose is a 6 carbon compound, we need to convert it into the 3 carbon compounds called as pyruvic acid. So these process, the breakdown process of the glucose, the conversion into 6 carbon to the 3 carbon compounds. So this breakdown process is called as the glycolysis, okay. So during this particular process, yes, energy is released in the form of ATP. Next, we need to break down the pyruvic acid and we need to transport it to the mitochondria, okay. So before transporting, again we need to break down the pyruvic acid. Whenever we are going to break down the pyruvic acid in the presence of oxygen, yes, in the presence of the oxygen, okay, what is going to be released by the students? Carbon dioxide, water and energy in the form of ATP. So what we are going to do the carbon dioxide? We are going to exhale out, okay, we are going to release it and outside to the environment. But what we are going to use? Energy and water, right. So this process is going to take place in the matrix of the mitochondria, okay. This process is called as citric acid cycle, which will again release the energy in the form of ATP, okay. Apart from the ATP, additional energy molecules are released, that is nothing but NADH and FADH2. Again we need to transport it to the oxidative phosphorylation, again it releases the energy ATP. So this is a continuous process, yes. So clear? Yes. So now look into these particular slide, okay. We have done with the aerobic respiration. Now understand about the anaerobic respiration. It is very easy, my dear students. So in the anaerobic respiration, what are the intermediate compounds and what are the end products, okay. So in the anaerobic respiration, okay, so to understand about the anaerobic respiration, yes, so whenever you have performing the running race, okay, whenever you are doing the running race continuously, if you are running and if you are doing the activities and exercise continuously, at that particular time what happens, my dear students? We are not going to receive the more number of oxygen, okay. So actually anaerobic respiration is nothing but actually it is performed by the tissues, okay. It is performed by the tissues present in our body during the vigorous contractions of the skeletal muscle fibers, okay. So it is nothing but whenever you are performing continuously the physical exercises, okay, and like running or else doing some other metabolic activities, so during that particular time inside the tissues anaerobic respiration is going to be taken place. So now let us understand how it is going to be happen, okay. So in the anaerobic respiration, what happens in the sense? Look here, glucose is converted and it is metabolized, okay. So it means the glucose is converted into the lactic acid, okay. So understand, and this is most important. So before that, look into this particular equation, okay. Yes. So in the anaerobic respiration, okay, whenever we run very fast and we perform many activities, at that time we are not going to receive the oxygen, my dear students, okay. So it is going to take place in the absence of the oxygen. So during that particular time, whenever we perform a vigorous exercises, we are going to receive the pain in our muscles, okay. The muscle fatigue is going to take place, right. So why we are going to release, okay, why we are going to feel the muscle cramps in our body, my dear students, okay. So why we feel the muscle cramp sensation? Because in the absence of oxygen, okay. So at that particular time we are not going to get the oxygen that we require to our body, okay. Yes. So at that particular time, okay, so at that particular time whenever we are not going to get the amount of oxygen that is required to perform the various metabolical activities to our body, at that time we receive the sensation, pain sensation in our muscles, that is generally called as muscle fatigue, right. So now, so how it is going, why we receive the pain in the muscles? Why means due to the accumulation of lactic acid, okay. So here generally actually the glucose has to be converted into the Yes, the glucose has to be converted and it has to release the carbon dioxide, water and energy. But instead of releasing the carbon dioxide, water and energy, see actually what it is doing here. Okay, so here there is no oxygen, my dear students. Okay, so in the absence of oxygen, this anaerobic respiration will happen. Okay, so in the anaerobic respiration, it releases lactic acid plus energy. Okay, so here the net amount of the energy in the anaerobic respiration is 2. Okay, so less amount of energy is released. Okay, so continuously I am speaking. Okay, so continuously I am taking the class. Okay, after some time, so after half an hour or after 1 hour, what happens, my dear students? I may feel suffocated because I may not receive the amount of oxygen which is necessary to my body, right? So at that particular time, if you are running, if you are doing exercise, we feel muscle pain sensation due to the accumulation of the lactic acid. At that particular time, we won't get the oxygen that actually we require to our body. Okay, so instead of that, instead of getting the more amount of oxygen, we receive, okay, in our body lactic acid is formed, which is the main reason to produce the muscle cramps and pain sensation in the muscles. Okay, so along with the lactic acid, energy is released, my dear students. Okay, we can't say that energy is not going to be released. Okay, so a little amount of energy is going to be released, that is 2 ATP. Okay, so 2 ATP. Okay, so the net amount of energy molecules is only 2 amount. Okay, 2 ATP molecules. Okay, but when we have seen in the aerobic respiration, there completely 36 to 38, okay, amount 36 to 38 net amount of ATP has been released. Okay, so this is the difference in between the aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Okay, so actually this is in us. Okay, so this complete, the accumulation of the lactic acid, this complete anaerobic respiration is going to take place in the humans, right? But when it comes to some other bacteria, okay, when it comes to some other bacteria, how anaerobic respiration is going to take place in the sense, see here, in some bacteria, yes. So here glucose is converted into the ethanol. Okay, yes, 2C2H5OH plus it is going to release the carbon dioxide and energy. Okay, so for the IPE point of view, these equations are most important. Yes, so just learn this thoroughly. Okay, but for the NEET point of view, the aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration, here you will learn completely about the glycolysis, mitochondria, electron transport chain, completely you will learn in the botany, my dear students. Okay, but for zoology, as if now these equations are enough. Okay, yes. So now next move towards the types of aerobic respiration. Yes, yes. So students, see here. So now, yes, types of aerobic respiration. So what are the types of aerobic respiration? Actually, we have understood the aerobic respiration. So under the types of aerobic respiration, okay, so under this you need to learn two different types, my dear students. One is direct respiration, next one is the indirect respiration, right? So clear? Yes. So under the direct respiration, okay, so under the direct respiration, it is very easy to understand, just focus on this particular visual. Yes. So two types of aerobic respiration, one is direct respiration and another one is indirect respiration. Yes. So under the direct respiration, just observe this particular protozoan which is a unicellular, that is amoeba. Okay. So in the amoeba, can we find any specialized respiratory organs or specialized respiratory structures? Yes, let me know in the comment section. You find here? No. Okay, we can't find the highly developed respiratory organs in the protozoans. But how the respiration is going to take place, my dear students? How it is going to exchange the gases? Simple. Okay, so just simply by the diffusion. Okay, yes. So here simply by the process of diffusion, it is going to inhale. Okay, it is going to take the oxygen from the surrounding environment and it is going to give back the carbon dioxide to the surrounding environment by the involvement of body. Okay, by the involvement of the surface. Okay, complete body surface. Okay, so here actually the diffusion is the main mechanism. Okay, so we can't say mechanism, it is a simple process, right? So by the help of the diffusion, it is going to exchange the gases from the external environment to the internal environment. Yes, done? Yes. See here, directly the body surface of the amoeba, okay, the body surface of this protozoan is taking the oxygen and simply it is giving the carbon dioxide back to the environment. So, by the process of diffusion, okay. So, here we can't see any specialized respiratory structures or respiratory organs, yes. So, all the students, directly we are not going to move towards the 4 marker question, 8 marker question or 2 marker question, my dear students, okay. But before understanding, okay, just not okay. So, students, so it is not about scoring 60 by 60 marks, okay. So, you need to understand the basics fast and you need to be strong in the basics to crack the seat in competitive examinations like NEET or EPE SET, okay. So, the things whatever I am discussing here, some important things are not presented in your Telugu Academy standard books or NCERT books, but these are important, okay. So, that is the reason I am explaining you, yes. So, this is about the direct respiration without involvement of the respiratory organs, right. So, now we will understand, yes. So, students, so here are the examples, yes. So, here are the examples, just look into this, yes, you will learn about, yes. So, already you have discussed about each and everything, okay, already you have the idea regarding these examples, okay. What are they? Yes, look here, sponges, cylindroids, flatworms and roundworms. So, what are all this, okay, yes. So, about each and everything I think you have the idea because you have learned in your first year zoology syllabus under the animal diversity 1, right, yes. So, now, so these are the examples for direct aerobic respiration. Now, we will look into the indirect respiration, yes. So, look into the indirect respiration. So, under the indirect respiration here, special organs are involved, my dear students, okay. Different types of organs are involved like skin, gills, buccopharyngeal cavity, lungs, many other things, okay. So, for this I have taken the best example, frog, okay. So, regarding the respiration of the frog, regarding its reproduction, okay, regarding each and everything you will learn under the structural organization in animals, right. But as we are discussing about the types of aerobic respiration, to understand in better, we need to learn about the indirect respiration which is going to take place in the frog, okay. So, here, so frog can perform the respiration by the skin, it can perform the respiration by the buccopharyngeal cavity, it can perform the respiration by the lungs too, okay. So, the frogs are going to make the sounds like tar, tar, okay. So, this is a sound which is going to be performed actually the frogs, okay, not me. So, the frogs are going to make such type of sounds, right. So, how the sounds are going to be made by the frogs, okay. So, it is nothing but in the buccopharyngeal cavity, what actually it does in the sense, my dear students. So, just simply takes the oxygen from the external environment. Whenever it takes the oxygen, it is going to be, yes, the buccopharyngeal cavity is going to be expanded, okay. So, at that particular time, it is going to make this sound, and next one, whenever it is going to release, the buccopharyngeal cavity is going to be narrowed, okay. So, this is just about the indirect type of respiration where different types of respiratory organs are involved. So, for this example is a frog where it performs the respiration and it makes different sounds, okay, whenever it takes the oxygen from the surrounding environment by the involvement of the buccopharyngeal cavity, and after inhalation of the oxygen it transports to the blood and to the entire body, right. Yes, you will learn more about it in the structural organization, yes. So, all the online students, yes, quickly confirm whether every concepts are clear to you, or else if there are any doubts, okay, if you have any doubts, just please let me know in the comment sections, yes. So, if you have any doubts, just quickly let me know in the comment section, my dear students, yes. So, this is all about the stages of the respiration, introduction of the respiration and the differences in between the breathing and respiration, and the types of aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Yes, my dear students. So, in the next upcoming live session, okay. So, students, yes. So, every Tuesday and Thursday you are going to have the anatomy and physiology classes of your second year zoology, okay. So, this is completely fixed, my dear students. Yes, so in the next upcoming live session, I am going to explain you different types of respiratory organs in different types of living organisms, okay. So hope you are clear with this particular statement. Okay, not only about the lungs. Okay, first before starting the mechanism and physiology, we need to understand the basics, right? So in the next upcoming session, I am going to explain you about the different types of respiratory organs in different types of living organisms. Okay, yes. So here comes the most interesting and important news to all of you, my dear students. Yes, so it is completely about our institute, NEET World. Okay, so NEET World, your step 2 medicine. So here we have, yes, we have channelized the 3 specialized programs. So that is 2 steps to medicine. It is completely for the 11th standard students. When it comes to the fee structure, 3333, in the sense 3,333 rupees. It is very affordable and very minimal price, my dear students. Yes, so for 1 month you need to pay this amount to get all the classes. And next one step to medicine, it is for the students of the 12th standard students. So you can enroll by paying the fees of 3333. Yes, next one, power step to medicine. Okay, so it is a repeater course. It is for the long term students. Okay, so where you can enroll by paying. Okay, the fee structure is same, my dear students. Okay, it is very affordable and it is in a very minimal price, I can say. Okay, so yes, without wasting your time, just please enroll by paying the fee structures. Okay, so it is just for 1 month. Okay, for 1 month 3,333 rupees. Okay, very affordable. Quickly enroll now. Yes, if you want to have and if you want to listen the offline classes, our institute is located in the Narayanguda, Hyderabad. And to know more about our institute and to know more about the NEET long term courses, EAP set long term courses, JEE mains, each and everything, you can just contact to the given number below here, my dear students. Yes, so meet you in the next upcoming live session. Stay tuned, just revise all the topics. Yes, thank you.